Hello, everyone, and welcome to Get More Clients. I'm your host, Lynn Whitbeck. And if you don't know already, business owners and entrepreneurs hire me to ignite winning sales because most are chasing down leads, lack client retention, conversion, and profit. The mission of this show is to educate, inspire, and motivate women and men around the world to build a robust sales strategy to get more clients, because many can't get more clients and haven't a clue why. You will learn to transform thinking to the client's perspective, eliminate the lengthy, chaotic sales cycle to ignite your sales and unleash lasting profits. You'll also have the opportunity to connect with me further to see how I can support you beyond today. So, there was recently an article in the paper that my daughter shared with me, and it was about Cecil, the dog, who jumped up on the table and ate an envelope of cash. Now, his owners were absolutely shocked because Cecil had never jumped up and gotten anything off the table, cheese, meat, and instead he jumps up and gets an envelope of cash. Now, they had this cash so they could pay for a contractor who wanted to be paid in cash. So, as you can imagine, they were horrified to come home and find bits of cash, little torn up bits all over the floor, and their dog sort of laying there. Now, of course, they checked with the vet, and because Cecil was a bigger dog, he was a Labradoodle, he was going to be okay because he was still eating and drinking. Well, they pieced together what they could from the cash that was on the floor, the bits and pieces. They started working on that. Later that night, Cecil got sick and threw up a bunch of chewed up, cash. And over the next several days, they monitored his stools to once again go through all that. Now, this is really, I know it sounds like, ugh, but it's also a really funny story about what they went through. My favorite quote was that they never thought they would be laundering money, but there's a first time for everything. So today's show is really about doing those things, that you need to do so that you can get cash, so that you can get more sales and more profits in your business. The great thing is that they're easy, they're not gross, and you're going to be able to do that and create a sustainable process and processes so that this is something that just continues on creating more and more cash flow, profits, and peace of mind. So last week, I shared how to bring tools and tech together in strong client relationships with my special guest, RJ Redden. And today, I will be showing you how to rapidly improve sustainable sales profits with 5 proven strategies. So you may be asking, what are the strategies you need to effortlessly acquire, convert, and close more clients? So these 5 proven solutions that I'm going to be sharing can be implemented on the fly, delivering immediate results and helping you transform from where you are to where you need to be. By the end of this show, you will know how to convert and close more leads by thinking like the client and optimizing follow-up processes. Shorten your sales cycle by creating a delightful client journey and seeding referrals at every stage. And harvest the hidden profits in your sales with bountiful client referrals and impact-driven quarterly business reviews. Put your business on the fast track with this competitive edge sales framework to rapidly optimize your sales, growth, processes, and profits. So let's start with number 1, thinking like the client and optimizing follow-up. So we always need to start with the end in mind. Who makes the decisions? The client. Therefore, we must learn to think like the client. I believe that in sales, when you come to the show, when you come to your clients, to your prospects with worthy intent, where you truly want to serve and help others, and you want to make sure there's a good fit, you have an impact. You're helping your prospects become your clients with their mission and their company initiatives or their individual initiatives. And you're giving them a bit more balance in their life, whether it's their personal life, their work, or professional life. And at the heart of this is thinking like the client, understanding what is important to them and why it matters. To expand your viewpoint and embrace your client's perspective, you must think like your client. So I have a very simple process to sort of get you started on this. And the first is, when you are thinking like your client and you put your feet in their shoes, what do they want, need, or lack? You need to answer this. Now, once you understand what they want, need, or lack in reference and in accordance with your product or service, now you're going to ask, with those want, need, or lack, why it benefits them. Not from your perspective, like whatever feature you have that's just some kind of cool, software, shortcut or our product enhancement. No, it's from their perspective, why it benefits them. Okay. And then why it matters to them. So this is getting more into the emotions and the motivations. What keeps them up late at night? What are they worried about? How is this going to help them? Right? And what's in it for them? And then the last thing that you have to answer is so they can. What's in it for them so they can what? Is it, something for their own self-fulfillment? Is it for a company initiative or goal? Is it for achieving one of their own personal lifetime goals or something that they need right now so that they can then break through to the next level? Whatever that is, the so they can, you can describe this as the dream, the goal, the initiative, that thing, that whatever it is going to make that difference. Now, when you put this in your client's perspective, this helps you in every aspect of your sales. This is a cornerstone. If you don't understand what your client is thinking, it's really hard to design a landing page, website content, blog articles, lead magnets, outreach, or follow-up, right? Or during the conversation, handling objections, closing the sale, and then moving that sale forward to get reviews and referrals for future business. So this is a cornerstone. And this leads me directly into that follow-up, because follow-up is the second item on my 5 proven strategies, because most clients don't buy right away. Strategically planning for your sales follow-up, the cadence, the value to be delivered, and your messaging focused on your client's thinking is vital. It's vital for your business prosperity. Follow-up is a superpower and it's a competitive advantage, because 50% of B2B sales happen after the 5th sales call or follow-up. And by then, most of your competitors, most of those other salespeople, the business owners, the entrepreneurs, they've already given up. And yet, most of your sales are going to happen down the road. Now, they could happen after your 5th sales call, your 7th, your 10th, right? The whole key here is that your follow-up framework improves sales profits by providing a series of decision guides for potential and current clients. So having a follow-up strategy that's directly tied to your client thinking is that competitive edge that's going to set you apart. And these decision guides, they're where the opportunity exists in your sales process. And you find these opportunities when you map your client journey. And so client journey is number 3 here. And once you've started getting in the shoes and in the mind of your client to think like them, and you're considering how you're going to do your outreach, your follow-up, how you're going to work towards closing that sale, you're going to want to map your client journey. So the client journey is the sales journey. It's the complete body of experiences that your clients go through when interacting with your organization. So I'm going to give you an example. So perhaps you stumbled upon my podcast or my show on YouTube, get more clients. Well, that's your first experience with me. And this gives you an opportunity to get to know me because you see me, you hear me, and to think, is this something that resonates with me? You're obviously looking for some sales advice or some sales tips on something. Maybe it's something specific, and that's how you stumbled upon me. So that's your first interaction. And so if that next step, it leads you in the show notes. I give you information, I give you links to find out more about the show, to subscribe to the show, to find out more about me, just book a discovery call. That could be that second step. The second step could be more passive, that they subscribe, they start listening more, they subscribe to your email list, but you're building that relationship and you're building it one brick at a time. So as you map your client journey, and then you get to that discovery call, and that's that transition where someone's ready to take that next step to really find out more. That doesn't mean they're ready to buy. It means they want to know more. They're interested. So as you map that sales journey, and then you have follow-up, they may have more questions. You may have subsequent meetings. They may ask for a proposal. All of that goes into your journey. And as you go through that journey, your client thinking evolves from where they started, that they needed, in my example, some sales advice or some sales tips, to where they're looking at making a decision to hire you. And you're guiding them in that decision. And you're doing that with follow-up. Perhaps you need to make a presentation to a larger group at that company. Whatever that sales process looks like for you, you're going to go through and map that. Maybe once they say yes, you've got to go through a little bit of a legal. You need to sign a statement of work or something else, or a contract for the work that you're going to be doing. Once that's done, now you're actually working with your client. You're going to map what that implementation looks like. Who else are they interacting with in your organization? Because all of those interactions matter. If you've got someone who's in customer service, who's doing a really crappy job, well, that's going to hurt that relationship. And in fact, if you stumble when you first start working with a client, you can lose that client forever, right? So you're going to want to manage that map, that client journey map, all the way through to when they are happily satisfied with your product or service. It has helped them achieve that so they can. They may be looking at doing more business with you, but they're certainly ready, and you've earned the right for referrals and introductions. So mapping your client journey requires methodically aligning the sales, relationship, and client stages while also charting the associated activities with each stage. This includes determining existing relationship assets. Maybe they're in an industry that you've already worked in, and there's somebody that you could use early on in the stage to provide a reference or a testimonial quote, right? You could be reviewing market and industry reputation. Once again, it's that whispering that can go on behind the scenes at a trade show or a conference that you need to really build and manage your reputation, right? It could be evaluating networking effects. Once again, Just because someone says no doesn't mean that they can't become a fan. They may not need your product or services, but they may know somebody else. You're going to be assessing your resources, things that you already have that you can leverage that answer your client why in the sales journey. Knowledge, skills, and experience. All of that goes into your client journey map. You're going to look for patterns, identify blockers, understand purpose, question usefulness and validity. If something's not working, why are you doing it? Just let it go. Streamlining what you're doing is going to make you more effective and your business more successful. You're going to lay the groundwork to formulate your clearly defined client roadmap. Mapping your client journey is an essential building block of good sales strategy. Having a successful, thriving business is ultimately about your client's experience. And this is a true area where businesses compete with each other to attract, secure, and nurture clients, foster expansion, and boost profits. The key is to delivering excellent clients experience, and it lies in your approach to sales strategy, your worthy intent, and the essence of which is to engage, cultivate, and close, and convert your clients into champions. And this becomes a powerful driver in the entire sales process for referrals. And referrals come from relationships that you build. Now, when you're mapping your client journey, this is where you're going to also look at how are you seeding referrals in that journey. Now, this is a really important topic, and this is number 4 on our 5 proven strategies. Referrals are the fastest and lowest cost client acquisition that you can receive, and they have the highest profit. People who are referred to you are more likely to become referrers themselves. So seeding referrals in the process is key. That means that when you first meet someone, you could say to them, it's so great connecting with you because most of my business comes from referrals. And I am really thrilled that we've had such a rapport at this first meeting. Now, I just seeded the idea that most of my business comes from referrals. And you're going to do that all the way through the process. Now, the reason why, what's that why for you? Referrals are an area of improvement with every business to harvest hidden profits. By implementing a referral process, seeding, and then asking for referrals, you're able to serve more people, shorten your sales cycle, increase your sales profit, and make more money. Now, the key to receiving referrals is EAR. It's not only seeding the referrals, but EAR. And EAR is an acronym, and I'm going to go through that right now. It's to earn the right. You need to create a wow experience. When you deliver a delightful experience to your clients, they are happy and eager to provide reciprocity in the form of referrals, testimonials, introductions, and reviews. And you have the confidence of knowing you've delivered a great service, earning the right to ask for the referral. Now, A in EAR is ask. You must ask for referrals. And this is absolutely critical because if you don't ask, you won't get a referral. So you have to have earned the right and then you ask. And number 3, the R in EAR is that there are many ways to recognize and reward your clients for the referral. And the key is to reward the behavior that you want repeated. You want another referral. You want another introduction. And you do that by providing something that's of value to the client. So this reward and recognition, it can be as simple as a handwritten thank you note that you snail mail to them, a genuine, heartfelt thank you, because you really appreciate the referral for this new business. The size or the format of the recognition and the reward, it doesn't matter. Okay. What matters is that it's important. It's something that the client perceives as desirable. And by incorporating a referral plan into your sales process, practicing and nurturing, seeding those referrals, you're going to expand your business. It's a proven strategy, and regular referrals can double your profits, giving you a significant competitive edge. And this is why, because 98% of businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, they don't have a written or published or even trained referral program. So they're really not doing this consistently. That's a competitive edge for you. So number 5 on my 5 proven strategies for sustainable sales and profits. When we look at everything I've already covered, we've talked about the client thinking, mapping how the client and the sales, you go through that journey, how you're going to follow up, and how that guides the relationship to the rapport of a decision, and why referrals need to be introduced throughout the sales process. And this 5th strategy is to leverage the relationship that you've built with the decision makers with quarterly business reviews, regardless of what type of business you have. All right. So if you're selling widgets and you've got a client, you're going to still be able to do these quarterly business reviews. You may call them something different, and you don't have to do them quarterly, but at least twice a year. The point is to reconnect with your decision makers so that you can expand your business and increase profits. So I'm going to stick with the name quarterly business reviews because they're an outstanding vehicle to communicate the value you deliver and the results the client has realized. But that's only a quarter of what you're talking about. If you're a coach, you could be talking about how far your client has come in that 3 months or 6 months, right? They reinforce the reasons that the customer has hired you, and you're providing with easily digestible facts and figures. Once again, whatever your business is, those are available to you. It could be just charting how far someone has come in their personal or professional growth. It could be on how much more effective their process is because they're having things delivered on time exactly when they're needed without having to stock a lot of inventory. So they've made their internal operations more effective, whatever it happens to be. Now, this is the most important point. You must include management and executives, those decision makers, in these meetings. If you're working one-on-one with someone, that's easy, right? The purpose is to leverage your experience and expertise of working with their organization to discuss emerging and important objectives, right? So that 1 quarter is where they've been and how far they've come. 1 quarter is where they are right now and what they're working on together. And the last half of your quarterly business review is all about what's happening in their business. Where are they going? What are they looking to do? What are new opportunities, right? This is where you can dive in and get additional business from an existing client. And you get in on the ground floor. You can design a proof of concept, a statement of work to get started on that new business initiative. And it's imperative to continue to foster your relationship with these decision makers and executive team, right? This is really that 5th piece. It enables you to get on the ground floor with these quarterly business floors. And your objective is to keep the door open as a trusted resource. And it directly impacts your success to expand your business with an existing client and maintain it over time, that sustainability. Here's a really important factoid. It's significantly easier to sell more to an existing client than it is to find new business. You can sell to an existing client 60 to 70% of the time. Now, these 5 proven strategies, I dive into all of these a lot deeper in other episodes. So if there's one specifically you want to, if you go to our website and you just search follow-up, you're going to find the different shows that I've done on follow-up, articles I've written, or podcasts where I've talked about follow-up. It's all going to be there. So these 5 proven strategies, they rapidly improve sustainable sales profits. And they work in sync, then they work alone. Now, the key is if you're not thinking like the client, none of this is going to work. All right. And if you don't follow up to get those clients or to follow up to get a quarterly business review scheduled, none of this is going to work. Right. So the key is that you're going to have to, some of these really build upon each other, but they're core things that you have to do so that your sales are going to be really effective. And here's the thing. These strategies require a visionary approach to your business and a willingness to embrace change, to think like your client, to really get into their mindset, to understand their motivations, their emotions, why it matters so they can. And when you do that and you bring these together, you're going to be a heck of a lot more successful in your sales. So thank you so much for tuning in. My purpose is for you to get more clients. Bottom line, don't make this harder than it has to be. Sales should be a win-win. The fastest way to success is to assure people know that they matter. And the best way to make this happen is to build a consistent sales strategy to acquire, convert, and capitalize on every lead. You will find growing your business is easy and lucrative. Today, I covered how to rapidly improve sustainable sales profits with 5 proven strategies. And the key is for you to implement these steps to stop wasting your time, energy, and resources. Now, you have the opportunity to jump in and get the support you need for true success. What's working, not working, what you would love to have working. And I'm going to see how I might further support you in effectively generating more leads, converting more sales, and fulfilling on your promise as a brand and organization. Say yes to you and get on a call with me. I'm really truly gifted at this, and you deserve a shortcut to your success with the right support. You can go to Ignite Your Sales at pdq.link/win-win. That's going to be in the show notes. So I'm one click away. And everything I do is designed for immediate on-the-fly implementation and for individuals who are committed to taking action to move their business forward. Now, remember to learn more about our services, to connect with me, to stay current on all of the insightful sales advice, the advantages, and never miss an episode of Get More Clients. You can visit our website at petitetoqueen.com. You can subscribe to our weekly newsletter and make sure you don't miss a single episode by subscribing to Get More Clients, wherever you get your podcasts or watching it on YouTube. And if you do me a favor, if you love the show, please share it and give us a 5-star review. I would very much appreciate it. Now, next week on Get More Clients, I'm going to be discussing how to conquer your inner obstacles and fears for true success with my special guest, Dr. Robin Odegaard. I'll see you next week on Get More Clients.